Hello, YouTube. This is Mahadev, the Thunder Wizard, and I have a question for you, which we're going to discuss. Was there a solar flash event yesterday, December 2nd? Listen to my words very carefully. I didn't say, did the solar flash occur yesterday? I said, was there a solar flash event that occurred yesterday, December 2nd? So I put up a couple of videos and I thought I was pretty clear about what I experienced and what I was told was going to happen. But somebody left a really good comment. And I mean that seriously. It's a great comment. And so I want to analyze it. And I want you to be honest about your thoughts, your feelings, and your experiences in the comments below. So this person says, in response to my live video last night where we went through a meditation and I talked about the solar flash experience that I had. And by the way, the video is entitled Solar Flash Ascension Started Today. That's what I said. This person says, you are not the first to be told by ET guides, channeling, and so on, that the solar flash is coming and you need to prepare as if it's imminent, when numerous people with good reputation did so too several years ago, and obviously it did not happen. Now, what this person is not doing, which I always recommend that you do, this person is not sharing their feelings and their experience. So it's obvious this person did not feel anything yesterday. And they're not alone. There are other people who in the live stream said they didn't feel anything either. So this person is now going to go on and is going to make it about me. You know how I feel about that. Person says, similar to you, they all excitedly announced their discovery to their viewers, but they eventually all stopped talking about it because it's embarrassing and humiliating to be told by their guides that it's coming, and they are guided to share the info, only to have years gone by and nothing still happened, while the same guides were adamant that it's imminent, as if their guides do not understand that world. And the person goes on to say, I'm not saying solar flash isn't real and that it's not coming. It's real, it's coming, but those ETs had been overpromising and overhyping its imminency for a long time, since 2012. So first, let me be clear. I'm not a channeler. I don't channel. Bashar is a channeler. I've already gave videos about how I love Bashar's messages, but I don't believe he's channeling anything. I just think that he is a smart guy and he has some good intuition and he's got a good shtick going. You know, he started that shtick a while back when that was the thing. I'm not a channeler. You've never once seen me, I am now channeling. You know, I did some videos where I channeled Mahadeva, but that was really just me going into a deeper meditative state and saying some truth. And I stopped doing it because people got really attached to it. And, it was an experiment. I gave up on it. Never once have you heard me channel anybody or go and have myself become possessed by some being. It's never happened. So please do not conflate me with ET channelers. I also never have said that I know when the solar flash is coming, like the big one. We haven't even got to the issue about whether or not yesterday was the solar flash or was it a solar flash. We'll get to that. But this guy is right. Since 2012, there have been these so-called alien ET channelers who have been saying that the solar flash is coming. And so, really, are we really that stupid that we take everybody's word at face value? Let's just ask yourself, what is the percentage of people out there who claim to be channeling ETs? What is the percentage of them that are either deluded or are trying to, get attention or even get some money on something that a lot of people are really interested in? I'm got to be honest with you. This whole me saying I am communicating with ETs on a daily basis, and that me telling you what they've told me. I even wrote a book about it. If you think that that was easy for me to do, then you don't know me. That took, I really had to sit myself down and say, man, what are you doing? You realize what you are saying. So I understand that this person wants to conflate me with every other ET channeler out there and every other wannabe new age, nutbag who is seeking to make money off of you and manipulate your fears and your desires. I'm not that guy. So to be clear, I don't know if this person knows, what happened a few months ago, but again, I'll tell you very quickly. I didn't know. One of the things that you know about me that I think is good, you can decide for yourself if I'm trustworthy or not, but I think I'm a great person to go to when it comes to all this because I don't know about any of this stuff. I didn't know about the event. I didn't know about the solar flash. I'd never heard of anything like that. So when I start telling you these things, it's because I'm literally being told this from ETs, not because I've known about it. I've never heard about this stuff before. All right? You can believe me or not. You won't hurt my feelings. So a while back, as you know, I had a dream, which I've shared with you, where there was some intense event that was happening, and a crucifix with a Jesus came out of the clouds, and I thought, oh my gosh, the second coming of Christ is here. And then the Jesus on the crucifix came alive and looked up at the sky and was shocked because something else was coming. And the meaning of that dream, which was a very powerful lucid dream, which I believe was given to me by my ET friends, was that there was going to be some worldwide event that was going to happen in the sky that everybody was going to mistake for the second coming of Jesus, but almost immediately they would then realize it was something else. Now, I didn't know what that something else was. I thought it was going to be spaceships. I asked my ET friends about it, and I said, what is going to happen? Are you guys going to come to Earth in spaceships? And the answer was no. There's going to be a solar wave that will hit the Earth. And if I remember it, again, sometimes it's hard to interpret it because I'm not hearing a voice. It's a thought that's coming into my head, and in my own words, in my own vocabulary, in my own voice, my brain does its best to interpret the message. And the message was that the solar wave, or perhaps solar waves, are going to hit the Earth, and they will be filled with a higher spiritual vibration, which will be filled with love, and it will penetrate everybody's body, their DNA, their cells, the cells of the planet, the animals, and there will be a shift. That's it. Now, I like the idea of an instantaneous worldwide solar flash, but that wasn't what was told to me necessarily. And the dream didn't say anything, and it didn't say when. I was never given a date. At one point early on, I was so excited about this that I tried to get a date out of my ET friends and I couldn't. I thought maybe I heard this day or that day, and if you go back in the videos, you'll hear me say, I think it might be on this day, it might be on that day. And I even had videos. I did a live stream to bring the solar event. I said, well, because one of the things they said to me is, the solar event will come when you're ready, when you choose. I said, okay, I'm choosing on this date. And I had a live stream for it, and nothing happened. And I did a video the next day. I said, did the solar flash come? And I said, no, it didn't. That was my experience. So they've never once given me a date. They've never even said, when I said, when this worldwide event happens, is it going to be spaceships? They didn't give me a date. They said what it was going to be. I was the one that said, it's coming soon. because that's the feeling I got from the dream I had. And that was the logical conclusion. But they never told me that, and I never said that they told me that. So I want to be clear about that. I've never once given a date, ever. Now, day before yesterday, I'm lying on my couch, and as happens very often, in fact, almost on a daily basis, I felt ETs texting me. What they do is they send higher dimensional energy into my heart center, and sometimes they'll actually come, stand next to me in the astral and scream at me, and I can hear them basically really giving me a huge message. But this was just sort of a text, and it kept coming, and that lets me know, okay, I need to go meditate. They want to talk to me. And sometimes I have to tune in. I have to sort of stop, turn my mind down and sort of listen. So they were saying, hey, come and talk to us. So sure enough, I went and lied down and I meditated. And as I told you already, when I went out of my astral body, an ET said, come follow me. And they took me to some other place in the universe, and there was like an amphitheater, and we sat down, and an ET said, something big is coming. They didn't say when. They said something big is coming, and it's coming soon. They even said something like, it's here. And they said, get yourself prepared. This is going to be, and it was going to be a shift in the DNA. It was going to be an energy shift and a shift in the DNA. That's, again, not verbatim. That was the feeling that I got. And then, I didn't tell you guys this part, because there's a lot of stuff that happens that's kind of hard to put into 3D terms. But then, the ET said, come with me, I want to show you something, and took me to the sun. Actually, it didn't take me. I followed the ET to the sun. Went to the sun and went inside the sun. And even as I'm talking about it, I can feel a bunch of energy in it. And the ET was going, let's go deep, and was looking at like the actual atoms and molecules inside the sun, however that works, and was saying, it is happening now. The solar flash is happening inside the sun right now. And then said, you did that. You did that with your consciousness and your awareness, which also means you as well, you watching, you did that. Never throughout that whole thing was there ever said, tomorrow it's going to hit. That never happened. And I never said that. I never came to you and said that at all. What happened is they told me something is here, something is coming, get prepared. That's all they said. And then the next day, 7 a.m. in the morning, right around 7 a.m., I was woken up in my half sleep, half awake state, which is when they most like to show up in the morning. And I felt them show up, and the message was, it's coming, it's here, it's going to hit now. And when they said now, sure enough, my body was hit with a wave of higher dimensional energy. It wasn't completely overwhelming. It didn't knock me out of bed, but I felt it. And there was probably 2 or 3 of those jolts of energy that came through me. And the ET was there going the whole time going, this is it. This is what we were talking about. This is what we said was coming. It's here. Now, at no point did the ET ever say this was the solar flash. When it was done, I woke up, I felt some energy. It was a little more intense than I was comfortable with, but I could feel something going on. I went outside and I looked. I had a picture put in my mind of a star exploding in the sky. I went and looked and nothing was going on. I looked, nobody was coming out of their house, so I concluded that the solar flash did not arrive. Now, something happened. I don't know what. I went back to bed, and then I had crazy dreams for the next 2 hours of all kinds of weird stuff. When I woke up from that, I went, okay, something's going on the astral level. That was crazy. And then I felt different. I felt happier. I felt lighter. And throughout the day, I felt that. But I never was completely shifted out of my humanity. I got caught up in crazy human, lower vibrational, nonsensical, ego-driven stuff. In fact, in case I didn't tell you, what was it? I didn't tell you, but if you have, I can't believe I'm doing this. If you have HBO Max on your smart TV, you will see that there is a Hellraiser Inferno movie on there. If you go in that movie and you fast forward to about an hour in, where the main character goes into the hospital, he goes in and then he goes in a couple times, you will see me 25 years ago. And I had the the honor of playing security guard, and you get to hear me, you get to hear me have 2 lines off camera, and then you get to watch me stand there and look stupid for, a couple of minutes. I watched that and I got really depressed. Oh my God, I never made it as an actor. Oh, I'm such a screw up. So I never said that the solar wave hit. I'm only telling you what happened to me. And what happened to me was that the night before, I was told that something was coming, and that something big was coming, and that the solar flash was already happening inside the sun, and that be prepared, here it comes. And then the next morning at 7 o'clock, ET showed up and told me, here it is, it's coming. And I got hit with 2 or 3 waves of something that made me feel better, and I had a overall much happier view throughout the day. I wasn't out of my human craziness. And then this morning, when I woke up this morning, I realized that I had had dreams all night. Now, they weren't major, huge shamanic dreams, but I had dreams all night where, when I looked back, I realized they were happy dreams. That's a huge deal, because what you guys don't know about me, maybe this will change, but what you don't know about me is that every single night, listen, I grew up in a really toxic environment as a kid. I got really screwed up. I've got all kinds of horrible unconscious crap. Every single night I have horrible dreams. Every single night I have dreams where I'm being devalued, humiliated, and I always wake up every morning feeling crappy about myself. That's not, there's only been a handful of times when I've woken up and not felt crappy about myself. I don't talk about it a lot because I've done a lot of work, and that's just one of the things that I have to deal with. And this morning I woke up and I realized I had good dreams all night. I had good dreams all night long, and those dreams that's different. And I woke up and I sat in bed and I don't feel crappy. And all I know is that yesterday there was some kind of an event that I felt, and I'm still feeling a shift. I'm still feeling a change. But at no point have I stopped being human. So I absolutely believe that if I'm right, I don't need to be right about any of this. If I'm right, and there was a solar event yesterday, I don't have any reason to believe that everybody's going to magically be snapped out of all of their nonsense. In fact, I still, the next day, and who knows, this day isn't over yet, I still the next day got wrapped up in being, wrapped up in my selfishness and my ego and all of that. And so if somebody's already there, if you are still operating from some very human, lower vibrational, negative stuff, then when that event hit yesterday, it's very likely you didn't feel anything. Or if you did, it might have even made you uncomfortable. For somebody who's still wrapped up, who's still like me, before I met with the ETs, I was very energetically cocooned and protected. For people like that, they're either not going to notice it, or it might even irritate them. So, to conflate me, back to the comment, to conflate me with ET channelers who've been saying this and that, and their ET people are wrong. The ETs, I can't speak for those supposed channelers. ETs have never given me a date, not once, no matter how hard I beg them to give me a date, they won't give me one. They always say the same thing: it's coming soon, or it'll come when you choose, or it'll come when you're ready. And I hate those responses, but they say that. And also, the understanding is that from an ET perspective, there's no such thing as 3D time. They have all timelines available to them. So they can see the solar flash happening, and they can go, oh my God, and they can see that as our timeline is unfolding, that it's going to be very soon. But, 3D time doesn't operate from their perspective. And so if there are channelers who truly do channel ETs, by the way, I don't think any channelers are channeling ETs. I just don't believe that. I don't think they channel. I could be wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong. But if there are any out there channeling ETs, they're misinterpreting what's being told to them, or they're doing what a lot of people do, is they're projecting their own beliefs on what they're being told. We do that all the time with each other. So I don't know when the solar flash is going to hit. I feel pretty confident there's more evidence piling up. It's going to happen, and it's going to be soon. I absolutely, from my perspective, there was a solar event yesterday, a solar flash event, an event yesterday. It hit me, and here I am a day later. I'm still feeling the effects. My consciousness has raised up a little bit, but we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to keep doing the work. Get yourself out of the guilt, out of the anger, out of the self-devaluation. It's easier said than done. Go to therapy. Go to 12-step groups if you need to. Definitely go to thunderwizard.com and do the Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong. Those things will put you in a space where you will be more able to feel these energetic shifts when they come. And you still have a responsibility. You still have to drop the fear, drop the violence, drop the ego. You still have to do the work. So even if the big one hits, which I think it will, it's not going to mean that people are going to be free of their responsibility. There's still going to be people who have bad days. There's still going to be selfish people. It just won't be the same as before. And more people, especially those who are open to it, who are more aligned with it, they're going to have bigger shifts. So you still got to do the work, whoever you are that left this comment. And, again, you didn't share your experience. If you had said, I didn't feel anything, I don't think anything happened, that would have been different. I'm not going to talk you out of your feeling. You're not the only person. I read comments. Some people felt it, some people didn't. And that's totally okay with me. But anyway, that's it for me, guys. Probably be on here tonight. I've babbled long enough. And remember, if you want to learn more about especially how this interaction with ETs works, especially when it comes to timing things and how time works and your responsibility, what you can do to bring the flash now to shift and change, we've got a book here that just came out. You can go and get it, read especially the parts about you are a probability, and the chapter you are a preferred probability experiment. Read about that. You'll have a better understanding of why there are some people that mistake things and why ETs never give you a date, ever. Even though, like in my case, they told me it was coming and the next day it came. They didn't tell me it was coming tomorrow. It just turned out that way. All right, that's it. So go get the book. Extraterrestrials are coming to Earth. Why are they here? What do they want from you? New book available now on Amazon in paperback and Kindle. Extraterrestrials Are Coming to Earth by Michael William Denny. You've heard all the stories about ETs, aliens, and interdimensional beings of light. but you don't know if any of the stories are true. What if you could talk with an ET yourself and find out? You can. I communicate with ETs every day. What these beings of light have shown me about the true nature of reality has freed me from the bondage of 3D. You are much more powerful than you realize, and everything is about to change.